After decades of dreaming, planning, researching, saving, Ray and I finally made our fantasy journey to Japan, and it exceeded our expectations. So we wanted to show you some of the best places we ate, the nicest people we met, the most epic places we stayed, and share with you some tips and tricks that even after decades of researching, we just couldn't have known until we got there. Welcome to Japan. On March 7th, the day after my birthday, Ray and I and some of our best friends, Terry and Jeff, boarded an ANA flight to Tokyo, Japan. We arrived pretty late, but our hotel was welcoming and fabulous. It's the Aoyama Grand Hotel in the best location. I'm telling you, it is so central and it has vast views all over Tokyo, including one of Ray. The room is spacious, so much light, great comfy bed. Look at that view, best view ever. And then one of my favorite things is that the little snack bar, everything is free. Best snacks ever. The bathroom, gigantic. Bath, shower, plenty of room for all of our stuff to spread out. And of course, a separate toilet with a very fancy spray in the bum feature, the bidet. The breakfasts have a view of Mount Fuji. Western style and Japanese style both were unbelievable. And not only were the views great, the staff was fantastic and inviting and so friendly. We just had a grand old time. We walked to Ginza. Of course, we went to Grand Seiko. And then it was close enough just to go to Harajuku, to Shibuya, anywhere you wanted to go. It was there, including a place to have Vermont-style IPAs, a place called Beer Brain. I highly recommend. And you cannot miss Anakuma Cafe, Bear in the Hole, coffee. You literally talk to no one. You just get someone handing you coffee through a hole in the wall with a bear paw. Tip number 1, dinner plans. You gotta make reservations. You have to make reservations. It is almost impossible on the day of to get a seat anywhere that you really wanna go to. And on our first night, our friend Jeff, who was a foodie, had made reservations at an eel restaurant. The eel restaurant is called Sumiyaki Unafuji Yurakucho. It is famous and it was fabulous. However, tip 2, never be late to a restaurant. If you are late up to 10 minutes, they will just wipe out that reservation. It has been lost. And usually you put down a deposit and your deposit will be lost and you'll be really hungry. So tip 1, make those reservations. Tip 2, get your butt to those reservations on time. After dinner, we ended up walking through the Yurakucho Sanchuko Inshokugai. Insane. People partying, singing, drinking, lively atmosphere, and the perfect way to end our first night when we were utterly exhausted. Tip 3, get yourself a guide if you can. In each city, we had a guide that kind of showed us the ropes. Half a day is perfect to get you introduced to the city. And Tokyo is a city that can be really confusing. And we had this great guide named Sue. And she took us into the place that will live in my fantasies for the rest of my life. All through Japan. And I thought this, when she first took us there, I thought this is something that is a one-off. It's not. These are all over. In the basement of department stores are these food galleries that will just blow your mind. You'll never want to leave. The best strawberries, the best pastries, bento boxes, sushi, tempura, everything you ever fantasized about is all there in one place, displayed in the most beautiful way you can imagine, and the packaging out of this world. Did I want to live there and sleep there? Yes, I did. Did we keep going back? Yes, we did. Don't miss it. And it's the perfect solution if you can't get that reservation. I recommend going to the Mitsukoshi Ginza department store basement food market. Aside from the amazing department store food markets, there is what everyone knows is the best thing in Japan, 7-Eleven. No, it's not like 7-Eleven here in the United States. In fact, it is something so special, so special. It was the first thing we ever put in our mouths when we got there, the egg salad sando. How many did I eat on this trip? I did not count, but it was over 20. Sweet potatoes everywhere, onigiri, the little rice packet snacks of heaven. Anything you would want to eat, they will have it there, and it will be the best thing ever. Not only can you get plain old sandwiches, you can get really amazing sandwiches. You can get sweet treats. You can get sweet treats that you've never heard of. And after you've eaten all of those sweet treats, they also have, in the freezer section, little green smoothies ready to go with a smoothie machine that you can work yourself. So after all that walking and all that food, you can get some greens in your belly. All of these things from your local Japanese 7-Eleven. Whether you choose the Western or the Japanese selection for breakfast, just choose one, because I did not have a bad breakfast in Japan. And the other thing is that you walk so much. 10,000 steps, that's nothing. 20,000, easy. You walk so much, you have to, even if you don't eat breakfast usually, eat breakfast. And the breakfasts are good. Do it.
So please be prepared.
Tip number 4. As Sue has told me, you have to be prepared. Prepared for what? Prepared for the Shinkansen, the bullet train. You really should take at least one journey on one, but if you do, this is what she meant. Be prepared to get on and to get off. When you look at the ticket, if it says get on at 10:34, you have to be standing in line at the train track. It will say on the floor what your car is. Stand there, get out of the way for people to get off, and then immediately be ready to get on. But if you also look at that ticket for the person getting off the train, if you're getting on at 10:34, their ticket says get off at 10:34. Same time, because you literally have 1 minute to get off and to get on. So stand in line and get ready to get on. And when your station is approaching, get your butt out of that seat. Stand by the door with your suitcase before the train stops and haul ass off onto that platform. I mean, get off right away, because that train will take off without you or with you still on. Be prepared. If you weren't a FOMer, somebody who loves trains, before you went to Japan, you'll become one once you go and take a trip on the Shinkansen, especially if you go into the grand class, which is like their first class plus. These seats are plush. We journeyed from Tokyo to Kaga Onsen. And at Kaga Onsen, we stayed in what has to be the most beautiful hotel I've ever entered in my entire life. It is called the Beniya Mukayu Ryokan. At traditional ryokans, they will often give you a yukata, which is an outfit that is this beautiful robe and usually an outer jacket. We got shoes too, with little sakis. When they give you those, that's what you wear around. When you leave the door of your hotel room, that's what you wear. It's so comfortable, it is so fun, and it's so great to see people who would usually never wear this kind of thing trying the experience. because it's an experience that you'll never have again unless you go to another ryokan. Tip 6. You should really have a kaiseki meal while you're in Japan, which is a multi-course meal with gorgeous things. Our first night at the ryokan, we had a fantastic kaiseki meal, and it was snow crab season, and it was just peppered throughout the meal. But tip number 7 is, don't have a kaiseki meal on one of your first evenings in Japan, because you will be so jet lagged and the meal takes so long that you will be falling asleep into the snow crab by course 7. I mean, I keep telling you, Japanese breakfast, best ever. And this one really stole the cake and the rice and the tofu and the miso. This was course after course of deliciousness and beauty. So not only was the food amazing, everything about the presentation was extraordinary. It was art. And then right after, if you're tired, go take a dip in your personal hot spring. The place also had an art installation, beautiful, thoughtful details, and a small town right at the foot of the hill where we, on our second night, had some fabulous sushi. And if you see a temple, go to the temple. Just try to do all the things that are around you and enjoy the beauty that's everywhere. And eat everything, even if you think it's weird, like the egg ice cream at the Yamashiro Town Hall. Now, I literally mean egg. Egg was in this, a boiled egg with a soy sauce drizzle. Ray and I ate it and we loved it. And around the corner was another ice cream treat, and that was ice cream with sweet potato. And we got it 2 ways. One with meringue, a hard ice cream, and then just tons of ribbons of sweet potato over it. And then the second kind of soft serve with caramelized sweet potatoes and a caramel drizzle. Again, try all the things. After another delicious breakfast in our super comfy yukata, we packed up, we got dressed, and we got ourselves on the Shinkansen to Kyoto. The bento meals on board are tiny but delicious, and so is the beer. Tip number 8, download the Go app. So not Uber, not Lyft, it's Go. Go, go, go. And it is so good. Timely taxis from your phone. They come lickety-split all over Japan. Super reliable, great drivers, can't be beat. That is if you have the right address. So tip number 9. If you're staying in a hotel and you have a specific destination, like say a restaurant, always have the hotel staff write the address of the restaurant on a card that you can then hand the taxi driver. This will just save you so much time in trying to point to your phone, explain it to them in English, which they likely will not understand. So get Go and make sure that your hotel staff writes down the address to the restaurant or whatever place you're going to make it a seamless transition from doorstep to doorstep. So in Kyoto, we didn't stay in a hotel. We stayed in what was essentially an Airbnb. And it had 2 bedrooms, a fabulous kitchen, a great sitting room with tatami mats, a little outdoor area, and 2 bathrooms. Now, the beds that were just kind of separate and on the floor weren't the most comfortable, but the bed that Ray and I stayed in was super comfortable. So keep in mind, it was a fabulous place to stay, but our friends Jeff and Terry are very small people with not a lot of weight to them. So had Ray and I been sleeping in those beds, probably not so comfortable. So keep that in mind when you book places. Tip number 10, know what kind of bed you're going to be sleeping in. Ask.
I think we're here.
To get a little local flavor, go to a pachinko parlor. They are bright, they are noisy, they are super fun. And whenever you get a chance, get yourself a hot bowl of ramen. Now, in doing research for your trip, you're going to find some FOMO spots, places that all the influencers tell you to go to. Now, a piece of advice, tip number 11 is, don't feel that FOMO. You're going to be eating deliciously no matter where you go in Japan, almost 100%. But in this case, there was a restaurant or a little stand, a little shop that was run by a woman who is an egg sommelier. I will say that again. She's an egg sommelier. And in this shop, she makes some of the most extraordinary egg sandwiches. Some are just what you would consider the standard Japanese egg sandwich, the egg sando with egg salad and that kind of jammy egg in the middle. Some of them had egg omelets in them. Some of them were like BLTs, had different fillings, but always with egg. The 4 of us, we were so lucky that the 4 of us were very similar. We love history, we love museums, but we love food more. So we combined the 2. We went to a historic restaurant for samurai that served essentially chicken hot pot in 1,001 ways. But tip number 12, or is it 13? That don't go out to a big dinner with many courses of chicken hot pot when you've just eaten a bowl of ramen. But this was extraordinary, historic, and you get to wear fun shoes to the bathroom. Now on this trip, we took public transport exclusively, whether it was a Shinkansen, subways, or buses. So tip number 14, get yourself a Suica card. Now, if you have an Android, you're going to have to get yourself a physical card. But if you have an Apple, an iPhone, then you are going to not download. You're not going to download the Suica app because it's in Japanese. It'll be very confusing. Instead, you go to your wallet. And in your wallet, it has a plus sign, and hit on that plus sign. And then it will give you an option for transit. Hit the transit button. And then it will give you all these countries. From there, choose Japan and Suica. And then you can directly from your iPhone add money onto your Suica app on the wallet. And then from there, you just use your phone to get on the subway and get on the bus. Super easy, but you need an iPhone. In Kyoto, you must visit the Buddhist Golden Temple, and then not far away is the bamboo forest. And then close to the bamboo forest is a very tasty steak sandwich. And when you come upon a famous pudding restaurant that you kept seeing on Instagram, go in and get some. And then sometimes you will get that famous red bean paste fish pastry. And then you'll turn the corner and you'll run into someone who was a huge fan of your show, Baked in Vermont. This is something that will only happen to me and Ray, but it was really fun to meet a new friend from Thailand. Kyoto's also famous for their geisha district. Be respectful, don't yell at them, but you can take a video and admire their beauty. And then you can have a highball, which I highly recommend. Izakaya restaurants are famous small bites and laid-back drinking spots. This place offered such delicious morsels that we forgot to take a video. From Kyoto, you can make some amazing day trips. So tip number 15. Don't be afraid to leave Kyoto and do other things. One morning, we went to the Itsukushima Shrine to see the Myojima Torii Gate, famous for being on the water and not on land. And if you don't want to go to Nara and see all those wild deer, don't worry, you will see them there. Not a ton, but just enough to get your fill of wild deer. And there, you can also get the famous Hiroshima Okonomiyaki. So it's that wonderful cabbage-based omelette-y with pancake, but the special part of this, it has noodles. But you can also get meat on it, cheese, fabulous. And then a visit to Hiroshima. It's deeply sad, but also very important. Second day trip from Kyoto, Osaka, and Osaka Castle in the morning. And there, we met Rei's ancestor, General Maeda. Do you see a family resemblance? In the afternoon, we went to the best butcher in Osaka, according to the best guide, Toshi. And there we got some of the most glorious slices of meats I have ever put into my pie hole. We had our meats packaged, and our guide, Toshi, took us to this amazing hole-in-the-wall Okonomiyaki restaurant. We got to grill our own okonomiyaki and the meats all together. Now, would I say the Osaka style was better than the Hiroshima style? Yes, I did like it better, but the meat made the meal. And Toshi, he's the best. How is it, guys?
Insane.
I love it.
I mean, incredible. The best.
This is a world-class experience.
Despite the rain, Osaka was the most vibrant city we went to. It is the land of food, food stalls, happy golden babies, octopus balls, you name it, they got it, and if they got it, it's good. Japan is also famous for its jean scene. Yes, they make the best jeans in the world. And we went to Samurai Jeans and I got my favorite jacket ever. Back in Kyoto, we had yakitori with Toshi. And boy, was it fantastic. Fresh salads, great chicken, can't be beat.
For YouTube. Okay.
But Japan isn't only about Japanese food. They make some killer pizza. In fact, we went to 2 different pizza places, one in Kyoto, one in Tokyo, and both were astronomically good. anytime you go on a train, you must get some snacks, and the train station snack selection cannot be beat. Make sure you get there early so you can get your fill. You won't be disappointed. From Kyoto, we circled back to Tokyo, and we stayed in the Hoshinoya Hotel.
Konnichiwa.
This was a Ryokan in the sky, something so special that it had the only onsen, hot spring, that was in Tokyo. They literally piped it from the ground up to the top 17th floor where there was a full onsen. But that wasn't the only special thing. The room was outstanding. Tatami mats, soft bed, beautiful bathroom, separate toilet. And they even offered evening sake tastings. And what ended up being the best meal of our trip, the whole trip? We went to Waku Sushi, and Chef Michi, each course, delighted us, surprised us, and filled our bellies with the most beautiful sushi I think we've ever had in our lives. And they had the best sake sommelier. Her name is Emmy. Not only is she super fun, super friendly, but she picked out sake for us that made me into a sake lover. I never thought I liked it. She made me love it.
That actually was, sorry, maybe after that.
Beauty.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's a great. That's so good.
Seed is a crunchy better. Yeah, bottom is a short spine.
Short spine.
Yes.
Great service, the most delightful atmosphere. But the food, the sushi, course after course after course, was pure artistry, pure deliciousness, and delight. If you go to Tokyo and you don't go to Waku Sushi, man, I'm sorry, you've missed something. On March 18th, we just happened to be at the Senzoji Temple when they were commemorating its legendary founding. The legend has it that two fishermen cast their nets and pulled up a sacred Buddhist statue. And then on that day, they identified it as the Holy Bodhisattva. And they enshrined the statue and they created the Senzoji Temple. And on this day, they do the dragon dance, performed on the temple grounds. And then you can't miss conveyor belt sushi. And we didn't. But let's get to the heart of the matter. the reason we planned our trip at the time that we did. We were going to the Tokyo Dome to see the Dodgers play the Cubs. Really, we were there to see Otani. There was one thing on this whole trip that we wanted to eat that we hadn't. That was a Japanese souffle pancake. And we made it happen on almost our last day at the Happy Pancake. Did I spend as much time watching them make them as eating them? Yes. Was it worth it? Absolutely.
Oh my goodness gracious, thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu.
That looks good.
This is very impressive.
There was sweetest. But then they also had some savory. On our second to last day in Tokyo, we tried their famous pizza at Phrase Famous with our super duper guide, Sushi. And Ray couldn't help but get a pizza with fries on it. We ran into an ice cream place with the best mochi ice cream with matcha sauce. Our last night, we went out on the town and we went to Eureka. It's run by a chef named Marie Chiba, and she is extraordinary. Dish after dish after dish was so stinking good. But her claim to fame is that she's a sake sommelier par excellence, and every pairing was exquisite. After Eureka, we did not want the evening to end, but right around the corner was Ponte Champagne Lounge. And we went down the stairs to this place and had the most fabulous experience with gorgeous champagne, extraordinary service, and some delicious shaved meats on the house. But even after the champagne bar, we didn't want the evening to end, and Jeff suggested we go to the famous Japanese listening bar. Listening bars are pretty extraordinary. They're hip, they're cool, the sound system can't be beat, and the vibes, they're vibing. The drinks are also good. And the day we left, I had to pay homage to Pierre Hermé, the patron saint, to me, of pastry, who has shops, of course in Paris, but also in Tokyo. So we ate, and we ate, and we ate. But alas, we had to go home to our beautiful Vermont and our sugar glider kitchen so that we could share our memories with you and we could get back to that kitchen construction, because life, it goes on. And that, sweet people, was just a tiny glimpse of our amazing trip to Japan, but now we are back in beautiful Vermont at Sugar Glider Kitchen. So you stay tuned for more recipes, more tips and tricks on baking, and a few updates on the never-ending construction of our kitchen. But in the meantime, say bye-bye, Otani. Bye-bye. If you're interested in more in-depth classes, both in person and online, visit sugargliderkitchen.com. Hey, don't forget to punch down those like and subscribe buttons.